You could feel the tension in the air, though no one dared speak of it. The sun shone brightly over the hilltop venue, the chairs perfectly lined, the flowers meticulously placed, and every guest dressed in their finest. From the outside it looked like the perfect day for a wedding, the kind of ceremony people dream about. But behind the carefully arranged smiles, something felt off. And only one person noticed it. Not the father of the groom. Not the guest. Not even the groom himself. It was his son, 10-year-old Noah. Quiet. Observant. Too young, most would say, to understand what love or betrayal meant. But Noah had seen things. Heard things. And now, he was about to risk everything to tell the truth. No one expected him to speak. He wasn't even meant to walk down the aisle, let alone grab the mic. But that's exactly what he did. And what came out of his mouth would freeze the entire room. People would later say, "I had no idea." Others would whisper, "He was just a boy, how could he have known?" But Noah knew. He'd known for months. And he'd been carrying a secret no child should ever have to carry. This is not just a wedding story. It's a story about lies, about courage, and the cost of silence. Because the truth doesn't always come dressed in white. Noah always looked up to his dad. Michael was everything a little boy could admire, strong, driven, kind. Even after the divorce, when everything felt like it was falling apart, Michael tried to hold it all together. He worked long hours but always made time for Noah on weekends. Then Emily came into their lives. At first it was exciting. A new person. A new beginning. But slowly, things changed. When Michael wasn't looking, Emily was different. Colder. Stricter. Controlling. She started small, taking away Noah's toys when he didn't say, "Please," fast enough. Making him sit alone during dinner when he accidentally spilled a glass of juice. Michael thought she was teaching him discipline. But Noah knew the difference. Discipline wasn't whispering cruel things when no one else was listening. Discipline wasn't yanking his arm so hard it left red marks. And discipline wasn't locking him in the guest room for hours when Michael was away on business trips. Noah didn't tell his father at first. He was afraid. Afraid his dad wouldn't believe him. Afraid he'd ruin the only good thing his dad had found in a long time. Until one night, he saw something he couldn't ignore. It was late. Past midnight. Noah had woken up from a nightmare and crept out of bed to get a glass of water. That's when he heard voices in the kitchen. He tiptoed closer, and what he saw made his heart stop. Emily was on the phone, pacing. Angry. Furious. He couldn't hear it all, but what he did hear was enough. She was yelling at someone, talking about money. About Michael's money. And about Noah. "As soon as the wedding's over, we can finally get rid of the kid. Ship him off to that school. I don't care if he cries, he's not part of the plan." Noah stood frozen in the hallway. The plan? The words replayed in his head over and over. That night he didn't sleep. And the next morning he made a decision that no 10-year-old should ever have to make. He would tell the truth, no matter the cost. The ceremony was beautiful. Too beautiful. Guests filled the seats. Michael stood at the altar, beaming. Emily wore white, her smile perfect. Noah sat quietly with his aunt, clutching a folded piece of paper in his hand. His heart pounded in his chest. The moment came. The vows began. And before anyone could say, "I do," Noah stood up. At first no one noticed. But then he walked toward the front. Eyes turned. Whispers started. Michael looked confused. Emily's smile faded. Noah stopped in the center of the aisle. And then he spoke. "I'm sorry to interrupt," he said, his voice shaking. "But I have to say something." There was a long pause. Then silence. Noah turned to his dad. "I love you, Dad. But I can't let you marry her." Gasped. He continued, his small hands trembling. "She's been hurting me. When you're not around. She says things. Does things. And last week, I heard her say she wants to send me away. That I'm not part of her plan." The room went dead silent. Emily's face went pale. Michael looked between the two, his son and the woman he was about to marry. And then, slowly, Noah unfolded the piece of paper. A recording. His dad took the phone from him, pressed play. And there it was. Emily's voice. Cold. Calculated. Scheming. Everything Noah had said, confirmed. Michael's hand shook. His eyes filled with tears, not just of shock but of guilt. He had almost handed his life and his son's future to a stranger wearing a mask. He turned to Emily. But she was already gone, storming out of the ceremony, heels echoing behind her. The wedding didn't happen that day. But something far more important did. Michael knelt down in front of Noah, hugged him tightly, and said 5 words that would stay with the boy forever. I should have listened sooner. They left the venue hand in hand, not caring what anyone thought. Because sometimes, it takes the smallest voice to speak the biggest truth. In the weeks that followed, Michael took time off work. Not to escape, but to rebuild. With his son, Noah began to smile again. To sleep through the night. To feel safe. And Michael? He learned that love isn't just about what you see, but what you refuse to ignore. Sometimes it takes courage to speak up. And sometimes, that courage comes from a 10-year-old boy with nothing but a voice in the truth. If this story moved you, even just a little, take a moment to subscribe. Because there are more stories like this. Stories that matter. Stories that remind us of the power of love, and the bravery of a child who refuses to stay silent. Drop the country you are watching from in the comments.